What is it that you do? What is it that you teach? It's a very broad question.
Actually, it's creative. Give me a space to really think about it in a way that describe what I'm doing. And usually I don't describe it like that.
Yes.
And it's give me another perspective about it. So it was great.
So what we're doing is use sexual energy to awaken people energy. Usually most spiritual ways, spiritual path and self-development path are going away from sexuality. Like we're dealing heart and above.
Yes.
But when we go down to the sexuality, a lot of people are going out, running away from that, bypassing that. We are not bypassing, we are going straight deep into that. In the spiritual path there is two main paths. One is descending, going up, one is going up and one is going down. Actually it's creating a circle. When you go up, you'll go down, and then when you go down, you'll go up.
What do you mean by going up?
Going up is like looking at God and the divine and saying, wow, how beautiful it is, and just going for the higher chakras. And it's going for the good and beautiful, and everything that is not good and beautiful is suppressed.
Yes.
We say if it's created, if it's in the universe, so it's sacred. Everything is divine. You cannot cut reality and say this is divine, this is not divine. So we're taking everything. We've been in the way that going up. We did it. And when we finish to do it, so we understand that we neglect down, we neglect sexuality. When we neglect it, so there is a lot of waste, of trash, of garbage in sexuality. A lot of shame, a lot of fear, a lot of guilt. And what we are doing is we are diving into that and start to releasing it. In the Kabbalistic, Jewish Kabbalistic approach, it's called Le'alot Nitzotzot Avudim, is to bring the light from the down, from the light that get lost, to bring it up again. So we are going down, we find the gifts there, we find the gold, there is a lot of gold.
In sexuality.
And we bring it up.
You bring it up, how do you mean it?
We take it to the heart, we bring it to the heart. We accept it, we love it. First we clean shame, we clean fear, we clean guilt. When it's clear, we can take what we find there and bring it to the heart and make healing with it. This workshop that we're doing called sex magic. We take sexuality and we manifest reality with that. If sexuality can be clean enough, and without shame, guilt and fear, so we can use it as a very, very strong tool to manifest what we want in reality. Usually, when we come to manifest reality, when we do affirmative work, so we have some kind of resistance in our inner dialogue. I can say, I'm beautiful, but my inner dialogue will say, no, you're not, no, you're not. So, what we do when we clean everything, we can use the sexual energy to make this resistance down. When we put our body in pleasure, we take the resistance down, and then we can tap into the subconscious and we start to make change, and we create or manifest reality when the resistance is down and the body is in pleasure. And this is one way we're doing a lot of things. This is one.
When you say manifest in reality, do you mean like just work or social activities?
Everything you choose.
Anything people do in this world.
Like we work with affirmatives in the world. Same. Like to say, I'm successful, I have money, I am beautiful. Same thing. You create reality like that. But we find a way to take all the resistance down so that you don't need to do it for months upon months to repeat that. In 1-2 sessions, you can do that. You just tap into the subconscious without any resistance, and it's work.
It's actually taking the basic tool that we have in life, which is sex, pleasuring. And usually, as Buddhi said, it's in a very it's a very dark place. Our religious, our society just reject it, and it's full of shame, as Buddhi said. And we're taking something which is so natural for us and start using with that. People use drugs, people use meditation, people use prayers or chanting or dancing or fasting or a lot of practice to reach that point that is kind of an ecstasy inside us that release all those neurotransmitters in their mind. And actually we have something so intimate that we can use to do all those things. It's not just spiritual practice that it's somewhere over in the top of the mountain and you need a certain temple. No, we can use it in the bedroom with our beloved and just create that magic. All the process that Buddhi talked about, that shut down a defense mechanism, it's actually using pleasure to open a gate to a sacred world. Sacred world that usually we don't reach to.
How beautiful. But how did it happen? What do you think? Why that all this resistance came on us? Like, why do we have shame and guilt? I understand the culture, I understand religion, but why? Or
I don't know.
Is it even important?
Yes, I'm not looking for the reason why I'm going to change it. I see that this is what happened and I'm going to fix it.
I see.
And you say the things, you say religion, you say culture, or we can say the unhealthy masculine that ruling the world for at least 7,000 years. So before that there was a culture of the goddess. The feminine was in power, the feminine was leading the world. And something happened around the agriculture revolution thousands of years before, and the masculine energy come and control the world. And when it started to control the world, it was very immature. So a lot of war, a lot of fighting, raping, taking, everything. This is mine, this is yours.
Yeah.
So we are not there. We are developed. We are bringing the healthy the developed masculine.
Trying to bring it. I hope
the one that protecting and loving and giving space for the feminine, not trying to conquer the feminine, but give her space, give her love, adoring her, and give her the place to be what she is, a goddess. And to put her on the throne as a goddess and let her lead the world. We think, I think at least, but I believe you also, I think you also believe that if feminine will rule the world, lead the world will be totally different, much more beautiful.
Well, that's the greatest topic to talk about.
And this is where we are going, actually, because before we get to sexuality, there are emotions. Emotions are the feminine side. The mind, the brain is the masculine side, emotion is the feminine. To get to sexuality, we need to cross emotion. We need to meet the feminine. And the
you mean the men? Men need to.
Men and women inside of us, doesn't matter. We have head, this is masculine. Yes. We have emotion, this is feminine.
Okay.
A lot of men are disconnected from their emotion. So we're asking them to come and to meet their emotion. But a lot of women also disconnect from their femininity and they are striving and wanting power. It's same. It doesn't matter. The masculine in everyone is immature or in the process.
And trying to
I know that part of me very well.
It's all of us. It doesn't matter. It's not a question of gender. It's a question of being. The part of us which is masculine try to control the feminine all the time with power.
Yes.
And it's same for men and women. And for the question that you ask, it's not a matter of why it's happened. If we're looking on the past and try to understand why it's happened, our conscious start to deal with the why and with the problems.
Yeah, and it's mind again.
And it's mind again. It's to find solutions. And it's not about it. And if you said if the feminine will rule the control or rule or lead the world, I think it's the combining between the
healthy masculine,
healthy feminine, that working together as two roads that weave the reality together. And that's what we're trying to achieve in ourselves, each one in himself. How can I bring this masculine to be mature? How can I bring that feminine to be mature and start work together? It's that's how creation happens.
Yes, this
a
how
male and a female united together, and there is a new life there. And it's the same with the material itself. At the end we have a baby, and it's same with the reality as it is. And when we're dealing about sex magic, we're actually dealing about that. how we can create a reality which is different. It's much, much deeper, it's much wider, it's much wiser than we usually do.
It's very touching when you speak about the masculine and feminine. And then I have two questions at the same time. What is the healthy masculine? Maybe I would love to hear from you, because I think it's important for our audience for sure. And what can I as a woman do to, like, not to fight, but what can I do
to
as
grow your masculine?
Yeah, no, well, both, you know, to
Both.
grow my masculine, but also to make my feminine not to be suppressed,
Yes.
you know.
So I think one of the main things that we are working in is educating the masculine.
I see.
Initiate the masculine. With the feminine, she's held. For many, many years she's held. She's suppressed,
Yeah.
she's been molested, she's been controlled, she's held. The first thing we are doing, we're going to deal with the abuser.
Okay,
We're going to deal with him. She needs healing. He needs education.
I see.
So we bring education, we teach the masculine. And when I say masculine, I don't say men.
Yeah.
Please, everyone, it's not men. It's masculine inside of us.
Yes.
Like yin and yang, it's better to say. So
It's quite confusing, because when I'm hearing you, even me, that I really, really know what we're talking about, the masculine is the man. Wow, the men are abused? No. Well, it's
Yeah.
not about men. It's about masculine. It's something that we're doing from the inside,
Yes.
and it's have reflected on the reality. At the end, we can see more on men's as a gender.
Yeah.
But it's not dealing about that. A lot of time, the person, the male, is being hurted from the masculine that came from a woman that in front of him.
Yes.
And his feminine are totally hurt. So it's quite, it's need a flexible mind to understand that.
No, but thank you for stressing that. That's important, yes.
what I want to say that we don't come with judgment to the masculine and say you are wrong. We come and say you didn't mature yet. We come with compassion. We come with love. Like a father come to a child. The father is not supposed to angry on him. You say, you're a child, let's grow up. Let's take the time, let's learn what is the right way. Let's take the time, I show you the way, and then we will go up. And
Can
if
you
we
show
take-
me the way?
We can show you the way. Yes, in our workshop, this is what we are doing. We take
Yes.
everyone hand by hand, and we're walking with them the way. This is called initiation. Initiation, it's, I just walk the way, so I can walk the way, I can take someone in the hand, I can walk the way and say, you see, this is how to do it. Now you can do that, and you can give it to other people. Instead of just saying, you are wrong, you need to do it, we take hand by hand, and we're doing that.
And we're doing it together. It's not just tell you how to do it. It's like, let's doing it together. I'm with you, the same position. It's not that I'm no better and I will teach you how to do it. It's let's do it together. Let's meet the conflict. It will be there. And then try to do it differently.
Let's see what is healthy masculine. You ask,
Yeah,
and let's
yes.
see. So healthy masculine have few qualities. The first main quality is holding space. Holding space without judgment, which means something happened, and the masculine is not judging or trying to fix it, or he holds space for it to happen. This is one of the main thing for the masculine, because usually masculine want to intervene and fix, and
Yes.
you know, when woman is fighting with her man, usually what they want in the end is just listening. They say, don't fix me, don't try to tell me what to do,
Yes.
just fucking listen. Sorry.
Yes.
Just listen to me,
Yeah.
just hold space for me. So this is the main thing for masculine.
What would be the, I don't know, the feeling or the skill, or how do I do that? How do I hold the space?
You expand and disappear. Disappear as an ego, as something that wants for himself. Masculine have two places to be. He can be the center, the point of center, and he can be the space that hold everything around. So for example, let's see, there is a center here, we are the center of, yes, we're talking, but there are also walls around us. They are also masculine, they're holding the space, so we can do that.
Okay.
Okay? Everything that is happening in the space, this is feminine.
Is it like protecting?
Like holding.
It's holding. Protecting means that
there's some
I
enemy
have
or
some
something.
power on the other. It's not about.
There is something
protecting.
very subtle in this. The walls don't do anything. They just heal.
There is nothing to protect from, actually.
Yes.
And well, I would like to explain it in a different way a little bit.
Yes.
As I see it, it's being present. To hold the space, to hold the situation, is just being. It's something that it's need to be connected to myself, to understand that the story that is around me or in front of me, if you have some criticism about me, is if I can just stay there and understand that it's yours and be compassionate for that and remember who I am, and that's what you're feeling is not about me. This separation is the basic tool of being able to hold the space, because if I start to argue with you, if it starts to affect me and say, whoa, so you're saying that and that and that about your pain, and that mean that I'm a bad person, then I stop holding the space. It's become a fight, it's become a conflict. And when I learned how to stay relaxed in myself and the same times be present in front of your pain, that's mean holding a space. Actually, if saying it in a more grounded words.
And the beauty of that all the spiritual and self-development method are teaching the masculine. This is what they do. They teach him meditation, they teach him mindfulness, they teach him holding space, not identifying, non-attachment. All this spiritual practice is masculine practices. So if you ask how to do or what is the way, all the spiritual ways is the way. Do that. Do meditation, mindfulness, watching, non-attachment, non-duality, all that.
It's teaching my masculine.
Exactly, it's teaching my masculine. But a lot of people say, okay, I understand, but still I feel something else. Oh, now we go to the feminine. Because the feminine is hurt. After many years of suppression, after many years of being violated, of being pushed to the side. So she's hurt, she's pain. So now we start therapy. We give her therapy, we give her love, we start to open, we start to clean, we start to see what is the wound there and healing the wounds. So it's actually like two legs. One is understanding, enlightenment, and second is therapy. Therapy and enlightenment go like two legs. You cannot do only one and you cannot do only the other one. You have to do both of them. Your masculine side, your mind, need enlightenment, need to go that direction. Your feminine need healing. All of our feminine need healing.
And I think the basic healing that the feminine needs is trust. Is trust. The feminine don't trust the masculine.
With a good reason.
With a good reason. It got hurt so many times.
Trust in what? Like, give me like for example.
Trust means I can rely on, I can make sure that I will bring myself with all of who I am, with my crisis, with my pain, with my joy, with my passion, with my ecstasy. I will bring myself in all the way that I have to show myself, and you will be there. You will be there. You will be containing. You can breathe with me that situation. And in our world, a woman that or feminine that bring his ecstasy and his we call it drama. Oh, you're in a drama.
Yes.
Stop your drama. No, I'm not in a drama. I'm bringing something which is so powerful from my inside. It became a drama because I don't have a space to bring it in a healthy way. So the ability to bring all emotion place and all the variety that we have place, this is dealing with the feminine.
So in myself it would mean that if I'm dramatic, I'm not terrible. I'm not bad. I'm
you're
not
feminine.
It's not that you're not bad. This drama is covering a real medicine that's inside you. It's hiding the superpower that you have. This is the healing that you bring to the world is through that, what we call drama and what we will call ecstasy. It's a so high level of energy that inside the body. And when I learned that, well, it's actually a good thing. I can, move it away or move it to direct it to places that I want. Then we start to touch sex magic. We start to touch the ability to manifest reality. I can take all this power and actually work with it in the world. And it's about almost everything. Almost everything. For myself, to be a kid with who's dyslexic and all the world telling me, oh, you're a bad boy, you're a problem, you're trouble for school. And it took me a lot of years to understand that actually all of this is my superpower. The inability to understand how to write words in the right way is actually creativity. I'm not taking the pattern as it is, and I'm always created from the beginning, and it's all change of perspective in myself.
And what will do the unhealthy masculine? Medicate. I have the solution. Take medicine. Shut down. Yes,
this is the way to do it. That's right, then that's wrong. Do it like this and like this and like this. That's it. And it doesn't work like that.
Another beautiful thing that healthy masculine have is sharing power. Is not concentrating power on one point. This is why we teach together. Because it's not me or him or other. We share power
this
together.
Is so unusual for our culture.
Yes. So this is what we're teaching. We're teaching by our example. We're sharing power with others. Not only with men, we're teaching also with women. We're just teaching with others. We don't hold the power on one point. Very important for masculine to learn that.
And I think when we do it together, it's like we're playing with the masculine and the feminine. We take parts each time, each one of us taking a different part. One is leading, the other one is supporting, then the other one is leading and that's supporting. And once he holds space and I'm creating my creation inside it, and then I'm holding the space and he's creating it. It's like dancing.
Yeah, it's happening now, so I mean...
And it's without plan. The beauty, it's without plan. It's just because we listen. Our feminine is also present. Our feminine, we did our process with feminine. So my feminine can hold his masculine, his feminine can hold my masculine. And we are not fighting about it. We just, again, holding space, listening. This is our daily practice, actually. We're just doing that.
Beautiful.
But the question of masculine and feminine, it's just one layer of what you're talking about, because under it, there is no difference. It's all one. It's a human being that is in front of me, and how I'm looking at him. Do I have good eyes to look at him? Do I really, really, really willing to look at you and say, wow, what an amazing woman. I can see so much beauty. And it's not a question of you're a woman and I'm a man. It's the question of being a human being. And when we take that perspective, that point of view, we can deep so deeply with unconditional love. And I think at the end or at the beginning, healthy masculine and healthy feminine have the ability to hold this unconditional love in different ways. And all the ways are legitimate.
Amazing. When you were speaking, I was just connecting to that place in me, which is human. It's really healing to connect to that. I have a question a little bit like on the side. So what internet says and what I'm a bit concerned or scared or like people get together and they have sex, they get undressed and have sex.
They get undressed, they don't have sex. Let's explain.
Because I never went to the seminar, I'm a bit afraid, but I would really like to make it easier for our audience to enter if they wish. So that's why I'm asking. Yes.
First of all, everything is a process. We are not jumping from 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Take off your clothes.
Get naked.
No, it's not. It's not like that.
Everything is built with a lot of thinking and a lot of experience behind it. How to build a process that people can, I want to say surrender, but it's not exactly surrender, but let go and trust, and slowly, step after step, do the way and feel safe. So it's about safety.
Okay.
We don't push anyone to do something that he don't feel ready. So if, for example, there is exercise that we ask for people to take their clothes off and someone want to stay with his underwear, it's totally okay. We are not pushing you to do more than what you want. We actually want you to be as sovereign as possible. Our work is to empower the people, not to take their power. We think that this way is empowering, but if you walk the way and you say, it's not for me, so you can walk the way without taking your clothes, for example.
To say no, this is empowering now. It's an amazing thing. And the first thing that we teach is that. For example, today, all the morning, we work just about how to say no, different ways of saying no, saying no with words, saying no with the energies, to feel inside if it's no or yes, and start to understand what is actually happening inside me, and to make sure that everyone understand that what we really ask is to listen to yourself. What is the right position for you? What is the right thing for you to do now? So we are giving a suggestion. We're giving the path that we can walk all together, but you always have the power to say no to something, to say that this is not the right time for you. And actually, it's sometimes much, much better than taking off your clothes.
Yeah.
And when someone say no, what we teach is that you answer him in, thank you for taking care of yourself. And then
Thank
answer
you for seeing me.
Thank you for taking care of yourself. Thank you for seeing me.
It's a dialogue. It's not just saying no and cut it.
Yeah.
It's, oh no, wow.
This is just so touching
Thank you
because
for
it's just
seeing me.
so unusual from what I see around. So I'm just sorry for my emotions. It's because it's new.
Yes, we teach new language. We want to change the world, and we want to change the world not with war, but with love.
With words.
With seeing each other, with respecting the feminine, respecting the vulnerable, the soft side of us. So nothing that we are doing is pushing anyone. We make a road. If you feel like you can walk, if you feel like you can sit on the side, everything is okay. We respect it. We love it. When you say no, we are celebrating your no. And you can have all the workshop without taking your clothes and without anyone touch you. You will get amazing experience.
And it will be most welcome.
Yeah.
Most welcome, because it's not about taking off clothes.
It's because of awareness of what I want and what I don't want.
You know, it's amazing because today in the workshop, one of the issues that rise up is wow, it sounds so weird to say those words like, thank you for taking care of yourself, thank you for seeing me. And it's really weird. It's words that we are so cynical about it.
Yes.
And suddenly say, hey, just let the sink outside, and I can actually learn to say those words. I can actually learn how to mean it from the deep of my heart. Well, I did something, and you say, no, thank you for taking care of yourself. And only after all the area is saved with, and we can make sure that at least most of the people can hold this idea that they can say no, only then we can take another steps and say, okay, so let's try to find what it means to take clothes. Before we taking clothes, what is the meaning of taking clothes? Why we are undressed?
Yeah.
And part of taking clothes is actually to understand that the clothes is something that covers our shame, covers our fears, it's the things that holding us from being who we are. It's in Hebrew it sounds so good, the words are so fit.
Can you say in Hebrew, please?
The clothes, it's a beged, and betrayed is gida. And so the words are the same. The words, the clothes that I'm wearing on myself is betraying my truth. And when I'm taking it off, I reveal something. I reveal something which I covered so many years. Sometimes it's the pain or the fear. Sometimes it's my power. Sometimes it's my love. It's my skill. It's something that I reveal to the world, and I'm willing to share it. And a lot of time in the clinic, when I'm working one-on-one, I think that I mostly hear is that, oh, I used to take off clothes, I know how to do it. And then suddenly a person have to take clothes and said, well, I'm taking off my shame. I'm taking off my fears. I'm taking off the underestimating myself. I'm taking it off, and it's so difficult. They can stay like few minutes without being able to take off the shirt, because wow, I have to stand behind those words. And then to stand naked and said, this is who I am, unconditional love. This is who I am, creativity. This is who I am, generosity. It's so difficult. And so it's really long process to do that, to take off clothes. It's not about being naked. It's about doing something much deeper than being naked.
Yes, and we're using these tools of nakedness, of touch, we're using them to bring awareness into places that there are no awareness, that are in the darkness. Usually we know how to take clothes very quick, we do it without awareness.
Without light.
Without light sometimes. We want to do it slowly, we took everything very, very slow, that you will feel everything that you are doing. And with this feeling come healing. One of the things in therapy is to heal.
But you need to be sure that on the other side is acceptance, because otherwise it's another trauma or another.
Exactly.
Shame, no?
So this is what we're creating in the field. This is our vibration, and this is what we teach people. And when we feel that the field is ready, that the group is ready, then we're doing that. So one of the things of healing is to expose things, not to cover them. So one of the things of taking our clothes off is to expose our shame, expose our fear, expose our shame, guilt, and then we can start to touch them, and we can start to work with them. Because when they are covered or when they are in our shadow, we don't see, we cannot touch them. So we bring them from the shadow to the front of the stage. And you know what happened to a shadow when it's in the light?
No.
Disappear. When light is coming,
it's not the shadow anymore.
Yes, it disappears. So we're bringing all these things from the back when we don't want to see them. We bring them here and say, ta-da, this is me. And it disappears.
How does it disappear? You see that there is no point in it? Or
for example, let's see fear. Let's take fear, for example. Fear is something in your head. You fear of something that you think, you believe, you imagine. Reality is not afraid. There's nothing to be afraid in reality. But your mind creates a story. So when we walk the path, so you see that the story that you created is not real, and actually is nothing there, and it disappears. And suddenly you stand naked in front of a group and say, "Wow, it was nothing. I'm alive. I'm alive. For what was all the story, all the drama? Nothing. And here I am." And everybody doing that, and then everybody dancing, and everybody happy, and then we start to talk about sexuality, because we don't do sex, penetrative sex in our workshop. There is a huge world of intimacy before actual penetration.
We talked a lot about the healing process of that. And there was another aspect. It's the man and woman in their house, and how they're making love, how they prepare themselves to making love. And usually what's happening is that we're going into the bed, maybe the light is off or on, and then we start to, find our way, and is it interesting or not, and we're taking a shirt or not, and everything is so unclear. And even with a couple, the ability just to take this process, this sacred process of taking off clothes, with intention, saying, "Oh, we are going to make love now. What do I bring to that love making? What do I taking off? I'm taking off all the bothering things that I have from work because they are not related to that moment, and it's creating a ceremony that helping this unite to be really, really sacred, really important. It's giving us the ability to be present with the intimate moment. And this is the other aspect of healing and relationship, which is not the therapy point, because what we do in that groups is therapy. Is a lot of working with therapy, or in our clinic is therapy. But actually, it's not about therapy. It's about living life. How are we doing it with our beloved one? So I think this is a very important point to understand.
And I love the how to bring ceremony in real life.
Yes, and this Tantra have a beautiful method for that, to create ceremonies. A lot of things in Tantra is about ceremonies, how to bring the sacredness into our day-to-day life. And there are workshops that we are doing that is specific for ceremonies. We're teaching a lot kind of tantric ceremonies, which usually uplifting you. Really, you can feel your spirit so high from that, from simple things. One of them is the taking your clothes in a ceremonial way, but this is only one of them. There are many ceremonies that we talked about, educating the masculine, so it's like initiating the masculine to see how to do it in the right way, in the beautiful way that the feminine can open. Because feminine need time, feminine need process, feminine don't like things quick and sharp. They need the time. So ceremony give that. They give time, they give space, they give beauty.
Like if I burn the candle, it's my masculine is
creating space for the
correct?
feminine. Yes, exactly. Beautiful. So let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about sex. So in our workshop, there is no sex. There's no penetration. So as I said, there is no penetration. Okay. In penetrative sex, there is something which moves a lot of emotion and traumas and things from the past that not always we want in the container of the workshop. So we have a huge world before that of intimacy, of gentle things, and heart connecting things and emotional connecting things. And we can play with that days and weeks without going to penetration, and people feel fulfilled just from being intimate, because a lot of people don't have intimacy in their life, don't have simple touch in their life. Like today in our work zone, usually you cannot touch someone, it's sexual harassment. So in our workshop, in a safe container, we give touch, we give eye gazing, breathing together. This releases a lot of chemical in your brain, oxytocin is one of them, and you just feel good. You feel fulfilled without the penetrative things. When you go to penetration, men have things about their erections, a lot of mindfuck about did I come or not come, and the woman come. There's a lot of things that we just for now put aside. We can have a lot of enjoyment in the intimate world that is before penetration, and then we put people with less triggers, because also there is sex disease and there is a lot of things there. So let's put that in the side and let's play in the safe zone as much as we can, close to the border, but let's play there. So this is in our workshop, this is the boundaries. There are workshops, not ours, that it's not the boundaries, and they do that. It's okay. Every facilitator decide what is good or what is not good for his workshop. This is our boundaries.
And I also see that maybe some of the things you should go with the person that you really, really love and want to do it with him. Even in my clinic, we work together, we build something, and I'm not the one to fulfill it with or just bring it out to the world. This is just a field to learn how to manifest it in the reality, in the other reality, in the world outside. So, like holding something which is untouchable and saying, you can do that. This is for you and with someone else. I think there is a beauty on that.
It is. And that's actually comes to my question. Is it difficult then to go into the world which is different from the space that you create. So I can imagine like being, open and soft, and then there's world,
Interesting
So,
question.
how do you prepare your students for that?
Yep, we prepare our student, and we also know that we have a big seminars of 1 week, which doing a lot big transformation. We know that from the end of the seminar, you have 1 year of integration. You integrate what you learn in 1 week, you take 1 year.
Oh.
And in this 1 year, in the end of the 1 year, you are really changed, a different person than what you started there. We give tools for integration, and we give tools to how to communicate in the world, and we're actually asking for people to just begin this path, not to go and fight the world, to say, I have the truth, I know how to do that, let's change the world.
Don't be a masculine, it's
exactly.
unhealthy.
Don't go to the unhealthy masculine and say, oh, I have the light.
Yeah.
No, come, stay humble, stay soft with yourself. Change not happen in one time. Change is a process. This will take 1 year for that. It's a long process. You will have a lot of waves inside of you, of up and down, up and down. But it's like we're putting a seed in the ground, and we give him water and give him sun, and slowly, slowly he will grow. And this is the change. It will not happen in one day. It will take time. And we really recommend to repeat these things. And if you look good at the world right now, you will see that there is a wave of healthy sexual energy that is washing the wave. This is why you are interviewing us, because it's part of it. So I like to say in the end of my workshop, Tantra, you don't learn from one teacher. You need to learn from a lot of teachers. You need to go and see more people. You need to go to see more workshops, to go to more festivals, to go and put this into your life. Not only come to me. I have my gift, but a lot of other teachers have different gifts.
So join other ways.
Do more, yes. Go to meet more, go to do more festival, dance more workshop. Just put it more in your life. It's not, okay, I did 1 week or I did one workshop, ta-da, I'm enlightened. No. Repeat. I'm doing it for 20 years. Repeating until the point that I can lead other people. It's not just one day I wake up and say, I can do that. So just repetition, putting into your system, and have a process. Allow the process to carry you.
And yes, sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes you go out and you're like in front of the world and say, hey, I can bring that because my parents won't understand it. My wife won't understand it. My neighbors won't understand it. When I start with that path, it was like my kids told me, why can't you be normal like all the other parents? Why you're so... And during the way, it was rewarding because they'll start to understand what we are giving them. Suddenly they can stand in front of their boyfriend or girlfriend and say, wow, I can watch myself, I can learn how to communicate in a very delicate way. So it's take time. Sometimes it's really, really difficult to go outside. And this is part of it. And part of what we are teaching is that it's okay that it's difficult. There is nothing wrong with that something is complicated for you. Just be with it. Bring it to the light. It won't be a shadow anymore. It's the same practice about it. So the practice that they're giving is also about how to deal with the difficulties that's coming along the way.
One of the things that's happening lately is that we, not only us, but people from our community start to go into schools and start to teach kids, not about sexuality, but maybe about healthy sexuality for the grown-up kids, but we teach about consent, about non-violence communication. This start to go down and into the young people. So the change will happen not there when they are 40 or 35. The change will happen before they are 20 already, and they will grow better like that. So part of the big wave that's happening, that is the possibility that the mainstream will start to suck it in, take it inside, and start to change on it. And for me, it's opening my heart so beautiful, just to see that again, like this interview, like we're doing in school, in Israel, there is a flourish of healthy sexuality now, and many other places in the world is happening. This is the awakening of the feminine. The feminine start to get healed, and when she's healed, she's awakened and say, "Ta-da! I'm here. Let's play. Let's enjoy. Let's celebrate." This is what we want to see in the world.
I think every workshop we have like few people that this is the first time for them, and you can see how they are afraid at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then step by step, it's really this opening. You really see that. Men start to bring their emotion, to cry, to really be there, to let their feminine out. And it's all this change, and they feel comfortable with that. It's like seem the natural thing to do. And I think if I'm looking at myself and why I'm doing all these things, is that I really believe that each person have the right to be himself in the world, to glow himself. And I think if I really try to deep with those ideas, it's not about taking clothes, it's not about doing sexuality, moving sexual energy. It's really about glowing in the world. Bring my present to the world, share other presence in the world. It's the same like go and learn with other teachers. It's the same like why we are doing it together. We're different teachers, we teach differently, we speak differently, we bring different point of views. I think even here we can see different point of views, and this is amazing. It's not a fight. It's
no competition.
It's not a competition. It's really building something together, which is much more stable. And at the beginning, at the end, the main essence is let's create a better world for everyone, which is much nicer and pleasure to be in.
I want to take us where we start, and you ask about why we are doing it. So, as we say, a lot of spiritual path doing heart and above.
Yes.
So we're going down and we clean that part also, because we want full transformation, we want full freedom, not freedom from heart above, and sexuality is not in freedom. I want all my being to be free. Yes, and I want to be able to walk like this in the street and say, this is me. Yes, this is freedom, because all my channel is open, not only heart and above, and this I'm hiding. Everything, this is it.
If you're really connected, you really listen to yourself, you're really honest with yourself, you don't need rules. You don't need no one to say, hey, this is wrong to do that. You just feel it inside yourself. You have conscious to understand that, to feel that. And the only thing you have to do is start to listen and allow it to be outside, to be free to bring it outside. So, one of the questions was about healing the heart.
Yes.
And it's really about healing the heart. Our heart doesn't know how to love anymore. He know how to fight, he know how to argue, he know how to earn money, to do a lot of things. Maybe it's not he's the one knowing it, but he forgot how to love. A simple love, which is not a love that I want something from you. I don't want anything from you. I just want to share a moment, and that's it. And this is, you ask me, what is healing the heart? This is healing the heart. Is giving him the opportunity to be loved, to love and to be loved. And it's both ways.
Do you think in an ideal world, or is it possible to make money with love? Or
we are doing
or politics with love?
Of course.
Or lead the world with love? To lead the country with love, or lead the company with love, to do earthly things that competitive with love.
Yes, for sure it's possible. We are doing it, we are living like that. And we can see in the world already example for that, a lot of example for that. It's not the mainstream yet, but it's moving. You can see the wave. And again, like I said before, it's opened my heart. I can see that. I'm happy that it's happening. And I understand it's not only on my shoulders. I see many, many people, like in the prophecy of the Bible, it will be thousands and millions of people that know how to do that. It's just coming from the inside. It's not coming from outside. It's coming from the inside of people. People are opening their heart. People are collaborating. People finding better ways to do things. People start to find things how to not to do that, how to fix the situation, how to use less plastic, how to change the ozone layer. We're looking for the solution with our mind, because we don't say, masculine, you're bad, don't be here. No, masculine, you're smart. Yeah, we love you.
Do your work.
Do your work, please. Find the solution with love. Don't forget me, don't forget my emotion. Make it together. Walk the way together. So when both of them, when the masculine and the feminine walk together, this is walking from the heart. Okay, if only one of them, so the heart is disconnected. If it's only the masculine or only the feminine, the heart will be disconnected. When they will come together, like mind knowing the way and taking care of the weak places and taking care of the vulnerability, so the heart is combined.
No, your question is representing the way we think about it. We think about it as a conflict, as something that not live together.
Yeah.
And this is a way of thinking, not just you, everyone thinks like that. That, well, you can't earn money with love, you have to fight for it. Because there is amount of money and it must be shared somehow. And if you're going to have it, I won't have it, so I will have to take it.
And there's not enough for
and it's a totally different perspective of looking at it. It's not money, it's not something that we share, it's something that moves between us. And when we understand it, it's like change it from a masculine way of looking about money that shared, it's either here or there, than a feminine way that it's moving in the world, and once it's in your hands and then it's my hands, and we're using it one for the other, and it's a whole movement of love. And one of the exercises that sometimes I give people is to imagine how money, it's actually a personality, an energetic personality that we can start talk with. And actually it is a very energetic, powerful personality. And start to make love with it, to understand that money can bring not only war and dangerous, and it's manipulated people, and no, it can really bring love. It can really bring health. It can really bring wealth. It can really bring generosity. It's, well, I don't know, when my father giving me money to support me, he really loved me that moment. Can I see that? Can I appreciate that? And it's the same thing. It doesn't matter if it's my father that giving me money or my wife that just making love with me. It's the same thing.
Just sharing energy.
Yeah. How to look at the money, making money, sharing, just money topic from a feminine point of view, because I'm so used to the other side. So to how to, like, for example, if I'm in a real world, yes, I go to my work, I get salary, and I think, oh, it's too small, you know, or I see somebody who's grabbing. So what would be my feminine approach, my healthy feminine approach? I don't know if it's a clear question or not.
Yes,
I'm just trying to
clear.
change my perspective at the moment, which is not so easy for me.
It's perspectives that understand this movement of the energy. And feminine is moving energy. It's moving emotion. I bring my emotion into that process. It's not a technical thing. Because he don't have money, I have to give him so he will be able to live with that. It's being compassion. It's to find in myself this point of generosity. It's find in myself how my heart is leading me. So, and it's a very interesting practice to take, giving them to take like $1 or something and just give it to someone. Give it to someone and bless him. We're dealing all the time about earning money. What about sharing it? What about moving it on? If you're buying something in the super, can you bless that money that you gave and not thinking that, oh, how much I left in the bank. So it's everything that I'm taking out is sharing and having a good move with that thing. So this is one perspective of looking at money, not just in a point of view of how much I earn, but how much I share of it.
And how
I share with it.
Beautiful.
We can see, I love to see money as a feminine energy. Feminine energy that is with abundance. We have a lot. And I'm personally sharing a lot. Not only money, I'm sharing time, I'm sharing power. It's the same thing. Money is part of it, is energy. So I'm sharing energy with everyone that I can. There is a deep understanding behind it that everything is, I don't want to sound too much spiritual, but everything is me. I'm not separate from anything else. So I'm just sharing with myself. I'm moving energy with myself. I'm taking care of myself all the time. I think this is one of the qualities of the father figure. In not only controlling, but he understands that everything is his family, so he's taking care of everything. The healthy family, father.
Yeah.
So, sharing, giving, what is mine is yours. If you need something, you can take it. Usually when I get money or give money, I give it as a blessing. I'm not like, it's like I'm giving like this, I'm receiving it like this. I treat it like a lover, like I treat a woman, like I treat the feminine energy. And then when you treat a woman beautifully, she wants to be with you. When you treat money beautifully, he wants to be with you. And when there is no competition, when there is no pain there, when there is no struggle there, so money is coming and going and flowing. There is no attachment to it. It's coming and going. And this is the way to deal with it, with the feminine. Just not to have a tight energy on it. Just release, breathe, let it flow. Today you have less, tomorrow you have more. Today after it's a wave. Energy walk in waves. It's not directed like that. So be with it like this and allow it and not be tight for it and don't try to control it like in the old masculine way.
You know, one of the centers that I'm working with for almost 30 years, people can come and learn, people can come to my clinic, and sometimes they just pay as much as they have. And it's really, really okay. I think that I never sent someone back home and told him, well, you can't do that process because you don't have money. Never happened.
Yeah. Same with workshop. When people say, I don't have money, we will find a way. We will find a way. If you committed, if you want to, we'll find a way.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a topic discussed a lot, whether teachers can take money, and if there is a greed there, how do you deal with the greed as a spiritual teachers? So that's a discussion, but you helped me to understand.
Yes, we're doing it for our heart. Yes, we need to live, so we need money to live, but we are not millionaires. Just receive money and we share it. We have scholarships also for people that don't have money. Sometimes when we go to poor country, we take the prices really down to afford, to make it more affordable. We're taking care of that. We know that, and it's in our consciousness all the time.
Well, money is a big question. It's exactly like sexuality.
Yeah, because money and sex is in the same chakra.
So complicated for us. So complicated for us. So full of shame and guilt and whoa. Very painful.
Yes, they are really, really linked, money and sexuality. Same chakra, same energy, same attitude for both of them. You want.
Same power of creation.
True. I think I need to let you go, and you have your students, and just want to thank you for your time and for your hearts and for how you speak and for your attitude to life and for your coming to Russia also. And we will try our best to spread the word.
Oh, thank you.